Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So guys, I finally did it. I finally built myself a Fire Knight hard team. That was the last of the new, hard dungeons that I did not have a team built yet because honestly, it's a little bit, actually it's not a little bit, it's a lot overtuned. And you know what, I was hoping that Raid will do something about it and maybe lower the stats, lower the requirements, because oh man, the things that we need is actually, they're quite obscene. The level of HP, of speeds, the champion requirements, all of that is just too crazy. Like, you know what, when you come to the Dragon on hard, it's pretty easy. I have a team that does it with Stultus, that makes it pretty easy. I mean, this one's just some random stuff that I'm testing, but I have a team for Dragon Stage 10 hard. It's this one. I already have a video on it, so if you have not seen it yet, I'm going to pin it either over there or over there for you to, go and have a look at it to see how this one works. And it's pretty good. The only little change that I've done from that video is I gave my Stultus speed boots. That makes it 100% for what I've seen so far, but it is like 5-10 seconds slower. But it's still 100%, and I'm happy about that one. Then when it comes to the next ones, like let's go to Spider Hard as an example. My Spider Hard team is, again, I was testing some stuff, but my Spider Hard team is this one that I've seen Tyraku use, and it's, again, pretty good. 27 seconds, reliable, 100%. This one has never failed me yet. I've done thousands of runs, and again, I'm gonna have this one pinned in one of the spots. Like, one's gonna be the Dragon hard one, one's gonna be the Spider hard one, if you guys want to go and check it out. Then I have a team for Ice Golem hard as well. I'm not gonna pin this one, but this one's something that, again, I want to change a little bit. This is the team. Actually, instead of this, I usually have a Mithrala in there. So this is the team that I'm using for hard, but I still want to have a look at it because I might be able to squeeze Artak in the team somehow with Drang, or I might see something else. But still, let's have a look at what team I'm actually using on Fire Knight. And honestly, the best and the highest that I pushed so far is stage 6. I'm quite sure I could be able to maybe push a little bit higher if I push my champions to the limits, but you know what? I don't want to do that because it's a little bit too much. I'm not happy with the way that this dungeon is made. Like I said, the speed requirements are too high. You need to have too many hits on the shield itself. The Fire Knight hits like a monster. And you know what? The biggest problem actually is, actually there's two. One, the speed is extremely high. It's like the boss has 250 speed. So you know what? In order to take that shield down and then keep it down, it's close to impossible because, well, the mechanic that they're trying us to use is the freeze mechanic, and it's not easy. It's actually pretty hard. So in order to do that with freeze champions, I think that they need to release a better freeze champion. Like maybe do a legendary version of Cryodon the Blue. That's, one of the new epics from the Sylvan Watchers that has something like Allure. Allure has on the A1, every time she crits, she decreases the turn meter by, I think it's 15 or 25%. So that's pretty good. So if they would release maybe a fusion, or maybe, I don't know, do a guaranteed or something for a champion, a legendary champion that has the same thing kind of like as Allure, but instead of depleting the turn meter, that champion will place a freeze. So let's say they'll have a 3-hitter A1 at random, kind of like Allure, and every time that champion lands a crit, they freeze the enemy. That could be something that might work for, in order for us to get to Fire Knight stage 10 hard. But up until we do something like that, this is the team that I actually saw this team on Hell Hades Optimizer. If you guys are not aware, if you're trying to find a team that works for your account, that's using the champions that you have, just go on hellhades.com, open up the optimizer, go in there and select it to, give you the team optimizer, and then there's a button there that says suggest a team. You can go in there and you can find a team for any area of the game that you want, and it kind of shows you the stats, and this was the one that I found. And to be fair, apart from Valkyrie, that's, one of those legendaries that you have to pull, everybody else, if you've been playing for like at least a year, at the time that this video came out, which is 30th of May 2023, you should have almost every single one of these champions. Python was a fusion, Ronda was a free legendary, hopefully you have a Cold Heart. Then there's a Stag Knight that's like an epic. He could be replaced, I suppose, by a Tomb Lord. You might have a Tomb Lord instead. But I kind of saw that Stag Knight is a little bit better because Tomb Lord has those poisons. Also, Tomb Lord, when he does decrease defense and decrease attack, for this team specifically, he does not attack. So at least when Stag Knight does that A2, that's at least one hit on the shield. But I'm quite sure it would work with Tomb Lord because he would bring that extra A1 hit that will, you know, be more ticks on the shield itself. And honestly, I've run this team a little bit and I have not seen it fail yet. And I'm pretty happy with it. You know, I wish I could do something that's a little bit faster, but so far, this is the best that I could find out. It's around 3 minutes, 3 minutes and a half. It looks to be 100% consistent. And the beauty of this one is the fact that I can use my Arena Python, I can use my Arena Ronda, and I can use my normally built Cold Heart, which, you know what, I don't use that many Cold Hearts anywhere, so I might just use them on the Dark Fae. But apart from that, I have 3 champions that are built in their normal builds. I didn't have to build them specifically for this. The ones that I built specifically for this are obviously Valkyrie and Stag Knight. So look at this, 323, my best was 3 minutes and 13 seconds. So let's have a quick look at the preset first of all, and then I'm going to show you the builds that I have on these. So Ronda does whatever she wants. On the boss part, I just made her open with the A1, which honestly, it doesn't matter if it's the A1 or the A2. She will never use the A3. I think she only uses the A3 when there's like AoE chances. Whenever there's like a single boss encounter, she always does A1 and A2. Then Valkyrie, I had her open with the A2, then do not use it on the first wave. Open with the A2, do not use it on the second wave. And then on the boss part, I made this one be priority. I can even make her use with the A1 for what I noticed, because she gets 2 turns before the boss gets a turn. But I just left it like this because I think that, you know, this is how it worked. It hasn't failed yet, so I'm going to keep it like this. Then Python can do whatever he wants on the waves. Just on the second wave, I made him open with A2, then do not use it because I want him to have it ready for when we get to the boss part, because I don't have the block debuffs, so when the boss gets a turn, because he will get a turn, I want to either be able to cleanse the debuffs or have the block debuffs for, you know, when he places that decreased speed, decreased defense, and all those nasty stuff. And the reason why Python is in this team is because he brings the damage reduction from his passive. You know, we have a shield set in the team, then we have Valkyrie that brings us another shield plus counterattack plus his buffs. We can always have like between 10 and 25% damage reduction, which is huge. Then Cold Heart is, you know, does whatever she wants on the waves. On the boss, when we get to the boss, even though she will never do this on the shield, she will never do the Heart Seeker. She's the only champion in the game that has smart AI for the, you know, for the Fire Knight. I made her open with the A1 and then I locked the A2. I don't want her to use the A2 on the boss part because I have her in a reflex set, which means she's gonna come back to this Heart Seeker more often, which is gonna help us kill the boss, you know, faster, hopefully. And then Stag Knight, first wave, open with this one, then do not use it. Second wave, he can do whatever. And then when we get to the boss part, I make him open with this one because it's a double hit. I mean, honestly, again, doesn't really matter because we're still not going to take the shield on the first hit. But, you know, maybe I can just leave it without this, and then if he uses A2, it is what it is, and then he comes back to more A1s. That might be extra helpful. Now let's have a look at the builds that we have. You know, the builds are gonna have a little bit of a, you know, higher requirement because at the end of the day, it's hard Fire Knight. You know, it's the toughest dungeon in the game. So, like I said, my Python is in triple reaction plus Stone Skin. The reaction does not help me for the Fire Knight, but it helps me for Arena. He's running 266 Ps, then survivable. Like, I didn't really care about the resist. This is just from the sets. Then when it comes to masteries, I have him like this. The reason why I have Fearsome Presence is because of the polymorph debuff. That's the only reason. And then everything else, you know, on the support side to give us more healing, and then a lot of steel for more stats. Then we have Ronda. She's in my damage build. She's Savage plus crit damage, 200 speed, good crit damage, good attack, nothing else matters. You know, if you can get her a little bit faster, it's not gonna be a problem. The faster, the better. But you kind of want to be a little bit tanky. I mean, this one's fine. We survived. We haven't died so far. I guess this one works pretty well because we have big shields from Valkyrie that keeps us alive. Then what she has are, again, Arena Masteries, damaging Arena Masteries. This is what I have on her. Then when we go to Stag Knight is in a shield set, you know, to give us that extra buff on the boss part, because this shield set, this shield that he has, plus the shield from Valkyrie are 2 different ones. So they're gonna stack, which means we're gonna be able to take those hits from, you know, from the Fire Knight early on, and then hopefully we're gonna land the decrease attack, and we should be fine. and I have him running at 264 speed, 300 accuracy. You know, if you see that this accuracy is not good enough, just pump it higher. But for stage 6, this is enough. And then I gave him as much HP as I could, you know. And when it comes to the masteries, gave him War Master for a little bit of extra damage. And then down the support tree, maybe I could even try and go with Shield Bearer, but this one would only help for the shield set, so I'm not sure it's really worth it. So just went down the support tree to have a higher chance to land. You definitely want for Stag Knight Sniper, because his A2 is only 95% chance to land. If you don't do this one, then you're only gonna have a 95% chance to land. With this one, it's 100%. Obviously, there's still that 3% chance that is going to fail, but you know, that's something different. And then we have the Cold Heart. Cold Heart is in a reflex set, as I mentioned, with 2 pieces of refresh, because I wanted to have the Heartseeker as, you know, as often as possible to do that max HP damage. She's running at 242 speed, you know, I tried to get her a bit faster. I didn't go too crazy on the crit damage because the damage is capped anyway. Maybe I could go to like maybe 230 because reflex doesn't cap as fast. And then I gave her some HP and some defense to keep her alive, you know, because otherwise she's extremely squishy when it comes to base stats. So you need her to be able to take a few of those hits. That's why I think this one's a defense. No, it's attack. Crit damage, let me see. I know I had something that's defensive. Yeah. 7 HP percent chest on her with the crit rate glove. Look at this. It's not even crazy gear. I have some rare stuff in there. Then a speed boot with lots of HP. So this kind of keeps her alive. And then when it comes to the masteries, I gave her Giant Slayer because, you know what, she has 4 hitters, she has some chances to proc that Giant Slayer, which is going to do more damage on the Fire Knight, therefore hopefully kill it as fast as possible. So yeah guys, this is my Fire Knight 6 hard current team. This is the best that I could come up with. That looks pretty reliable. That does not require me to break every single other build in the game just to make this work. I'm pretty happy, you know, as long as it's under 5 minutes, I'm happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this is helpful for you guys as well. This might be the team that you can do. If you want to ask like, okay, can I replace Valkyrie with someone? I don't think so, unfortunately. Valkyrie is so good because she brings us massive shields and she brings us the counterattack. Oh yeah, I didn't even show Valkyrie's build, talking about that. So Valkyrie, she is running at 306 speed. She needs to be pretty fast. Like, I noticed that somewhere over 300 speed is preferred, so she rotates and always has that A2 ready before the boss gets stunned. And then I gave her 100% crit rate, and you know, the more defense you can get, the better. Nothing else in here matters. She's running with War Master and also with Lasting Gifts, you know, for a chance to extend those shields and for a chance to extend that counter that it can be helpful. Same thing, Cycle of Magic for an extra chance to refresh it. And for her, Shield Bearer is really good because, you know what, 5% of her massive shields can mean a lot. So these are definitely the best masteries I can think of for Valkyrie. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. If you enjoy my content, as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. And I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye guys.